Guns look fabulous. Oh god. No!
Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. Back to hero guides. Recently we've been talking a lot about meta and regrouping and communication and a lot about Lucio and his importance. I don't know if you noticed, but we want to go back to some specific hero guides at your guys' requests. So the comment section is the place to let me know what other heroes you'd like to see. This will probably be the last Tracer one, but if you guys would like to see more Tracer guides, we have already made them, so I will link them in the description. Today we're going to be specifically going through the playstyle to implement how to get more frags and impact frags, which are very, very important when playing Tracer. Now, the first thing to get into is her exact playstyle. There's this misconception that Tracer should be just flanking in the back and just killing things, or diving into the enemy death pool and just killing things. And it isn't that simple. It's actually a lot more complex than that. What Tracer needs to be doing, the same as Genji, is trying to find an opening to capitalize on. So this presents itself in many different ways. If you have your pulse bomb, for example, then you can shift in, stick it to someone, and get out of there very quickly, like the opening clip I showed you guys. That's just an easy impact frag and can just straight up win a team fight. But if you don't have your ultimate, then you need to manage your blinks to get to a reasonable range for when someone gets hit by something. Say a Pharaoh rocket comes out of the sky and hits an enemy, you then need to be able to get in and deal some damage. The same for if an enemy is off on their own and maybe they're weak, maybe they're running for a health pack, or maybe they're just a good target for you to kill. You need to know when to jump in and kill them. I am going to break down some gameplay of how to do this properly, but the first thing I want to show you is how important this playstyle is in the form of a mistake that I made in a game on the Pearl. You'll see that I actually attack the enemy backline Hanzo because he's away from his team and I feel like I could get an easy kill. I take on this fight, I don't shoot very well, I get outplayed. Hanzo can one-shot a Tracer if you don't play well, and I died. And I didn't think too much to it until I then watched what happened with my team. You'll see that my Ryan hammers, I think, one person down, and the enemy team all get anti-naded that are all around half HP. If I hadn't gone for that Hanzo selfishly and I'd have thought about playing with my team and waiting for an opportunity to pounce on, we would have won that team fight. Instead, I was dead, the damage wasn't followed up on, and I failed at my job and we lost that team fight. So the first bit of gameplay I want to go through is on Gibraltar, and I'm actually playing on defense. You'll see the enemy team go down, and I get in and I stick the Reinhardt and take him out. Everything gets anti-naded. There's a lot going on here right now, but there's something that I missed on first glance watching back there and what I actually did during this game. Instead of going for the Roadhog, I actually decided to go for the thing in the back line that was more damage, which was the Zarya, in order to get that kill. Now, changing your targets mid-game as Tracer is something that's very hard to do, but also very, very useful. Many times have I been in the middle of a fight I can't win, and I'll have more examples of this too. I either can't win a fight or I can't have the impact quick enough. What I will either do is back away, or I will completely jump to another target and make sure I take that one out instead, or help a teammate follow up on another target. Now, in this gameplay, once I do decide to swap from the Hog to the Zarya, I finish her up. I also kill the Hog after he gets slept. I then chase into the enemy spawn and get the remaining people that are running away. The Lucio goes down very quickly, and I manage to hit nearly all of my shots in the head on the Tracer, further trickling the enemy team. After this, it's more of the same. I go back and I wait for another poke opportunity. Now, because Tracer builds her ultimate so fast, you'll also see that I have that again too. In the next fight, you'll see that we're actually poking from all different angles, which is another thing Tracer is great at. You can see that the enemy team are trying to push in, but they're getting harassed from so many angles that they simply don't know what to do. Once again, I've got that pulse bomb. They start to run away. I actually missed the pulse bomb, but it still manages to kill the Zarya, and once again, that's another team fight won from the use of only one ultimate, which is absolutely huge. If you can get good at sticking this pulse bomb on people, then you're going to be winning teamfights outright with an ultimate that's very easy to build. Now, some of you will ask me, Weagle, how do you place the pulse bomb? I find it so difficult. Well, it's a very similar tracking skill to what you should have when learning the hero. You need to be dragging your aim on people as you go, and the bomb's very similar. If you try to throw it up in the air and predict where someone's going, it's very, very difficult. The easiest thing to do is get as close close in as you can, stick it to something, have so many targets in front of you that it's gonna hit something, and more often than not you're gonna stick someone. Obviously you can get better than it at that, and the more you play it, it's going to help more and more. But as a first time tip, if you're really struggling with the pulse bombs, you should get as close as you can and just press Q. Track them while you do it and you will stick someone if you're close enough. The next piece of gameplay I want to show you guys is some defensive Hollywood. I will show you some attacking gameplay too. Usually that'll take the Roadhog out straight away with the pulse bomb. Probably didn't need it, but you know, I wanted to make sure he was out of here. Another example coming up of trickling fights on weak enemies. I leave the fight with my team because I know there's a Reinhardt that's getting harassed at the back and I want to finish him off. So I jump in and get so uncomfortably close for the Reinhardt that he doesn't know what to do. Even if he swings at me, he has to drop his shield. When he drops his shield, you know you can blink out of situations like this before he manages to swing his hammer. You can get all the way into his face, you can actually push through his shield and shoot him in the face. Once that target is done, I actually then go back to help my teammates out as their soldier tries to run away and once again chase down a weak target. Finally, once more, there's another enemy in the back line to trickle them once more, which is the Zarya for some reason that's on a mad flank. Now the next thing is very, very important. Don't overstay your welcome when playing Tracer. You'll see I try to do some poke damage on the Zen and the Tracer on the right hand side. The thing is I lose the fight. Straight away I've got line of sight with my healer and I zip all the way back to get saved. The enemy Tracer is trying to duel me, but that's not the fight I want. Me killing her isn't the fight I want. Instead, hello Reinhardt. Once again, you get that instant burst of impact. The Zenyatta again starts giving me trouble, so I get out of the fight and don't fight anymore. I don't need to. We've won the fight anyway, and the Zenyatta's probably going to beat me at this point. So knowing when to get out of your battles is just as important as knowing when to get into them. What makes this even sweeter is that because I backed off, stayed alive, regrouped my team, is the next time I get to engage the Zenyatta, he gets absolutely melted. Once again, back to the target prioritization part, you'll see that the Ana and Reinhardt are actually on their own. I managed to get the Ana down to low health, and instead of running away here, I actually make a risky play. I decide to blink in, finish the Ana off and blink out before the Rhine can even swing his hammer. This is where you have to weigh up your options. You need to decide if it's worth your time or the risk in order to confirm a kill on somebody. And as Tracer, you don't want to be in long-winded fights that are going on forever and ever. You're going to lose games that way. It's just not going to work out well for you. The thing you have to know what you're doing is who you're attacking, when, and why. Once again, the Zenyatta getting absolutely melted. I can fight the Ana. Once again, I get a straight in the face, and I'm just clearing up these frags. You'll see the enemy team think they're fine pushing the cart, but I've taken care of both of their healers. The Tracer fights me, and again, get out of the situation. You can't win. Know where your health packs are. Pick up a health pack, and then we go back into the fight once more. Obviously, it's overtime. The soldier doesn't stand much of a chance, and there's a bit of a messy battle towards the end. I do end up dying, but we win the game out from there. In this just short piece of gameplay that I've shown you guys, it has all of the aspects you need to learn as Tracer if you want to keep improving and improving. Now, there's a lot of improving I still have to do myself. My aiming isn't always great, and my decision making, back to the Hanzo example from earlier, isn't always perfect. I don't just simply wreck everyone on Tracer all the time. You can see these processes as they work. If you can kill a target, do it, but if you're down in the fight, get out. Know where your health packs are and make sure you always have blinks in order to get out. The reason I'm always very scarce on using E is because I don't want to use it unless I absolutely have to. That is your get out of jail free card in this game. As Tracer, you need it for the worst of the worst situations. I don't think I need to break any more gameplay down, but I'll play some Ilios in the background where a lot of the concepts I've spoke about are also applied on attack and when defending the objective too. The thing about Tracer is people do see her as someone that should just be off getting kills, and it can work, and it can be a lot of the time due to her pulse bomb, but really it all lies in the decision making of when you use your blinks, when you engage and disengage from fights. Tracer has the best utility in the game to stay alive, and because of that you have no excuse to be dying a lot. If you're dying a lot in games as Tracer, you need to consider the fights that you're taking, because you're probably taking ones that are too hard, or you're just being too over ambitious in general with the fights that you're taking. Your team should be doing damage too. Tracer isn't just a cleanup hero, but that's what she's best at, is staying alive and pouncing when the time is right, and that's the playstyle to implement when using her. If you play her like you would McCree, for example, where you're just trying to do all the damage all the time, you'll end up dying more often than you need to. One of the biggest tips we could give you guys for solo queue and ranking up really is get kills, don't die, and that applies more for Tracer than anybody. It applies for any hero you play, but for her, she has the utility to do that. And if you're dying more than a few times around in King of the Hill, or you've died too many times on a push on attack, you will be throwing the game a lot more than you would on someone that's a lot more reliable. Like, you could always do more reliable damage with someone like Soldier if you're not able to get the kills as Tracer, and that's when you need to learn whether to swap off of her, or consider maybe her playstyle isn't for you. Genji's is very similar in that way, the same as Reaper's too. They're more of a lurk and pounce playstyle. Now, Genji is a massive pain and he can deflect damage, so it's a little bit different. He can jump around, and Tracer's more of a level playing field. She can't jump up in the air and stuff. She's just on one plane, but she's very, very good at harassing and finishing the things off. It's just whether you have it in your skill set to do so. So guys, let me know what you think. The comment section is the place to go. Because you wanted more hero guides, here they are. Let us know what heroes you want to see, and be sure to drop a like if you guys enjoyed. It really does help us out. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you're always notified of our new videos. Be sure to check out our Twitter, our Twitch, and our Discord, where you guys can find the Tracer main of your dreams. I hope you all have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.